All right, let's talk about what might just be the next great sci-fi blockbuster. It's an interstellar epic based on a book that absolutely crushed it on the bestseller lists, and it promises to mix some really hard science with a whole lot of heart. Get ready, because we're diving into Project Hail Mary.
So picture this. The story kicks off with one of the best hooks I've ever heard. A guy wakes up from a coma. He's millions of miles from home, and he has no idea who he is. He's the only survivor on a mission to save the world, but he's got total amnesia. The fate of everyone rests on his shoulders, if only he could remember why. And believe me, the stakes could not be any higher. Our sun is literally dying, and Earth is staring down the barrel of an extinction-level ice age. So this isn't just another rescue mission, it's humanity's final, desperate, last-ditch effort to survive. Our hero's name is Dr. Ryland Grace. And here's the thing, he's a middle school science teacher. Through a bunch of flashbacks, he starts to piece together how he, of all people, was recruited for this insane mission. He's basically an everyman who suddenly becomes the last hope for all of humanity. So what's the actual crisis? Well, there's this mysterious life form that is literally eating our sun, causing it to cool down. The starship, the Hail Mary, is sent on a one-way trip 12 light-years away to the one star system that seems to be totally immune. The hope? Find an answer before it's too late for everyone back home. Now, if this whole blend of hardcore science, survival, and clever problem-solving is ringing a bell, well, it absolutely should. This all comes from the mind of Andy Weir, the same guy who stranded Matt Damon on Mars and had him science the heck out of it to survive. And this just puts the massive jump in stakes into perspective. I mean, in The Martian, the entire goal was to save one guy's life. In Project Hail Mary, the goal is to save all 8 billion of us. The scale here is, well, it's astronomical. And at the very heart of this whole crisis is this little fella, astrophage. It's a tiny, microscopic alien that literally eats stars. It stores so much energy so efficiently that it can also be used as a super advanced rocket fuel. So yeah, it's both the problem and, in a really weird way, part of the solution. But here's where the story takes a huge turn. As Grace is out there at Tau Ceti, piecing together his mission, he makes what is probably the single most important discovery in all of human history. He is not alone. And his mission isn't the only one. He bumps into an alien engineer from a planet called Arid, and he nicknames him Rocky. And as you can see from the film's co-director, this is not your typical humanoid alien. We're talking about a creature made of rock that sees the world through sound and actually communicates using music. And this, right here, is where you find the real heart of the story. It asks this really profound question. How do you build trust with a being when you can't read their face or their body language? It's a puzzle of pure logic, empathy, and just shared desperation. And solving it is every bit as critical as solving the science problem. It turns out Rocky's home star is also being eaten by astrophage. He's the sole survivor of his own Hail Mary mission. So you have these two totally unlikely heroes, a science teacher from Earth and a rock spider alien from another star system, who have to figure out how to work together to save both of their worlds. You know, this story is so good and so beloved that it's no surprise Hollywood is putting some serious muscle behind the movie. Let's take a quick look at what's making this such a huge cinematic event. The talent they've lined up here is just staggering. You've got Ryan Gosling playing Ryland Grace, joined by the incredible Oscar-nominated Sandra Hüller. It's being written by Drew Goddard, who did a brilliant job adapting The Martian, and it's being directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the geniuses behind the Spider-Verse movies. I mean, come on, that is an absolute dream team. So go ahead and mark your calendars. The mission officially launches in theaters on March 20th, 2026. And when I say this is going to be an epic, I really, really mean it. The studio is giving these filmmakers all the resources and, just as important, all the time they need to tell this story right. Amazon MGM Studios is reportedly spending over $150 million to bring this universe to life. That is a massive investment, and it shows you just how much confidence they have in this thing. And they are definitely not rushing it. The movie is going to clock in at a pretty hefty 2 hours and 36 minutes, which gives the story and these amazing characters plenty of room to breathe. And just to put that runtime in perspective for you, it's longer than The Martian and just a little bit shy of Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. So it is sitting squarely in that sci-fi epic category. And get this, the early buzz is apparently phenomenal.
People who've seen test screenings have reportedly been blown away, with some calling it a masterpiece. They're even comparing it to other really smart, emotional sci-fi films like Arrival and Interstellar. So, yeah, it's safe to say expectations are sky high.
But in the end, Project Hail Mary isn't just about cool science and survival. At its very core, it's asking a really profound ethical question that our hero has to face. After you find a friend in the absolute darkest, loneliest part of the universe, what are you willing to sacrifice to save a world that isn't even yours?